Information is not knowledge, CD. पहली चीज अक्सर मिल जाती, दूसरी को हासिल करना पड़ता है. सीक्रेट्स को सीक्रेट ना रहने देना ही मेरा पेशा है.
इतने केस आते हैं, कोई उठा क्यों नहीं लेते?
वो आपको केस लगते हैं, लेकिन मुझे मेरी इंसल्ट. पहले शिमला की खूबसूरत वादियां, फिर दिल्ली का आसमान और फाइनली मुंबई का ट्रैफिक. इस सफर में सफर तो हो ही होंगे आप.
How did you guess? Any sixth sense?
7th. आदमी वो नहीं होता जो वो दिखाता है. आदमी वो होता है जो वो छुपाता है. मिस्टर विजय, सच कोई सिक्का नहीं जिसके दो पहलू. अब या तो आप झूठ बोल रहे हैं या फिर पूरन काका.
तुम जैसे भी हो, असली कातिल का पता करो.
आपको किसी पे शक?
मैं किसी पे डाउट नहीं कर सकता.
इंटरेस्टिंग. ये केस हर रोज एक नई करवट ले रहा है, सीडी. आई लाइक मिस्ट्री. कभी कभी सुलझने के लिए उलझना पड़ता है. आई एम टोटली रेडी फॉर इट. बस अब कल सुबह का इंतजार है. कल की सुबह इस केस का सारा अंधेरा दूर करने वाली है.
कहाँ से लाओगे इतनी जल्दी सच?
सच खुद चल कर आएगा, सीडी. सीडी स्मार्ट क्रिमिनल वो नहीं जो सबूत ना छोड़े, बल्कि वो है जो सबूत तो छोड़े पर गुमराह करने के लिए.
Get ready to witness new age Rajshri cinema. SAMRAT Company will be a trendsetter in the detective genre. So let's find out what this film is all about. Sir, can you just tell us how were you inspired to make this film?
Thanks to Kavita ji who actually supported for making this film. And about this genre, it's a very interesting genre. If you say there's a detective in everybody, there's a detective in wherever you enter, you meet a people, you try to detect things. You try to see that अच्छा ये इसको देख के लग रहा है ये प्रपोजल ओके करने वाला नहीं और whatever. ये so there's a detective in everyone. The thing is in सम्राट is very prominent and he knows it very well. जैसे मैं आपको देख रहा हूँ, आपके दो आंखें दो कान. सम्राट इस तरह से बाकी चीज़ें देख सकता है जो और कोई नहीं देख सकता, जिसके नज़र से निकल जाते हैं. सो इट इज़ समथिंग विच एवरीबडी विल थिंक कि हाँ यार मेरे नज़रों के सामने भी था लेकिन मुझे क्यों नहीं दिखा. सो दिस इज समथिंग विच इज़ वेरी यूनिवर्सल. एवरीबडी विल अपील. And in Hindi cinema, it is not explored properly. We are very honest to this genre and trying to be as real at the same time. And of course, it's a character of fantasy, which is not a so-called Desi version of Sherlock Holmes. It's our own character which we have created, the Samrat Tilakdhari. He is today's. Most of detectives, if you see from literature, Sherlock Holmes, Hercule Poirot, Banker Joker, they are all periodic actually. The Samrat is a very today's South Bombay's boy. Of course, very stylish, very intelligent, eccentric, and very honest and upfront to being rude at times. Like you can love Samrat, you can hate Samrat, you can't ignore him once you meet him. Is that sort of a character, is enigmatic character. And about the story, it's not only about story, it's about the characters. It's about the characters. There are so many characters and everybody is doubt is suspect list. And it is not about who done it. One murder has happened, someone has murdered it. It's not about who done it, it's about the ride. As we say, it's the dilchasp ride. Is as the story unfolds, it's the edge of the seat. And we don't call it a murder mystery, it's a suspense adventure. So the adventure part is very important. Adventure is the journey, how he finds out. It's more than who, is how, what, when. It's much more than just who done it, just a murder mystery. It's much more than that.
So Kavita, this is your maiden venture. So how does it feel starting a trend with detective genre with your first film?
It's been wonderful. It's been a wonderful experience. And when I wanted to make my first film, it was a dream that I want to always produce a film. And I had to do something different. So Rajshri is always well known for its family dramas, and I've done all that for so many years in television. So it was kuch kare to something different kare to and it just happened. It just fell into place so smoothly. Kaushik Da had narrated a couple of subjects to me, and when he narrated this one, we just knew that this is it. It's quirky, it's interesting, it's pacey, it's an edge of the seat suspense adventure. So, and yeah, we don't call it a thriller, we call it a suspense adventure because that's what we are trying for the first time. So we've got a wonderful response, and we just hope that the film does really well.
How did you zero in on Rajiv Khandelwal for this character?
We were actually, Dada and myself were actually, just throwing names in our minds, and we were discussing. And we recently, that उस वक्त शायद table number 21 release हुई थी, and Rajiv was very fresh in our minds, and when we said let's meet Rajiv, and it just happened that meeting बहुत जल्दी fix हो गई, immediately narration हो गया, immediately हाँ हो गया, there was nothing to think about. And when we met him, we saw his enthusiasm, his intent, his dedication, and the way he just got into that skin of the character of Samrat. It just fell into place. It was just right.
And now coming to Rajiv, so you play the protagonist in a detective movie, and we loved you in Shaitan and Amir, and now this movie. So how do you feel?
As of now, I feel very. I'm nervous, because एक तो the gap between my film releases is like generally it is more than 6 months, 8 months. So I always feel like a newcomer. Each time my film is releasing, I never ever carry the baggage of the past. I know whatever I've done has been done with. So for me, there is that little bit of nervousness. But because I know that I'm a part of a very good film, so there is a little element of confidence as well, that I know that they are going to like it. How the reaction is going to be, how huge the reaction is going to be, probably is what unnerves me. So I'm very happy, and this goes without saying, before the release, after the release, that I'm very, very happy and extremely proud to be a part of this film. You may call me the protagonist, but it's just that I'm playing a character in the film. And the length of my character is probably more than the other characters. So I'm not the protagonist as such, but I'm playing a character which is very interesting, very eccentric, very lovable, at times arrogant. You love his arrogance still, and someone who's going to definitely make you turn and look at him or hear him. So for me, it's I think after table number 21, nothing could have been better than Samrat and Company.
And if we talk about television, because we have seen Karamchand and then we have seen Bomkesh Bakshi. So this is the first in 2014 in the detective genre. So did you have to undergo any kind of acting workshop to get into the skin of the character?
Of course, I have to go through an acting workshop with every film of mine. I'm hoping that someday a director says, no, you don't need to go through any acting workshop, but I'm still going through that. But this one was very important that I should go through the workshop, because this is not a routine film. This is not a film where I can walk in and understand the scene and say, okay, Dada, I'll do this, or can I do it this way? Mm-hmm. So there are not too many options left, because my director Kaushik Da had the vision very clear, and it becomes very difficult and challenging and exciting for the actor when your director has a very clean vision. So he knows exactly your sur tal kitna hoga. When he knows that, okay, fine, this is it, how it works, this is how it doesn't work. Like for instance, in Amir, my director knew exactly how much I would smile, how much I would not smile, how much my hand will go, and that helped me perform in that first film of mine. Similarly here, if you are going to appreciate Samrat Tiradhari, then it will be because Kaushik Da knew exactly how his Samrat is going to function. So we had to go through, and this was not a workshop which I could just sleepwalk through. I'll come to the office and I'll just go through this and we'll just say a few lines and exchange some lines and go. No, there was mannerism, there was some style, the way he thinks, the way he talks, the way he walks, the way he reacts, the way he doesn't react, and where does he react. So there were a lot of things that I had to understand the vision, and I am told that I have done a decent job.
Okay. Now coming to your character, so can you just tell us something about your role?
Of course, I played Dimpy Singh in the film, and I'm the one who takes the entire mystery which is happening in my family to Mr. Samrat here. So yes, I have a very significant role in the film, and everything about the film is unique, considering the story, the screenplay, the characters, the involvement of every character with each another. It's all very different from what you've been seeing till now. And again, it's a very big, different genre which Rajshri has also worked for the first time. So I'm very proud to be a part of this entire unit. And SAMRAT Company is a film which is a very different film which you guys will experience in this coming year.
Talking about your character, it's a refreshing change to again from what you have been doing to Samrat and Company. So if you can just elaborate about your character.
My character in the film is basically he's a hardworking, obedient, sweet, charming manager of the firm, of the business and the house. Not the house, but the family. And obviously certain things happen because of which, how he sort of also gets entangled into the entire episode. And besides this, I cannot reveal much, but obviously there is certain sort of mystery in every character.
And Rajiv, talking about a getup, this seems to be one of the getups that you will be seen in this movie.
Yeah, this is not the full getup. Since we are in Bombay and I'm half Samrat and half Rajiv, so I had to be a little lenient when it comes to my dressing. So this is not the entire getup, but yes, this is the feel that you will get in the film.
In case you would like to mouth a few dialogues of the movie, whatever is your favorite for your fans?
Mr. Sanjay Masoom, the writer of the film, the one who has written all the dialogues, is such an amazing writer that I think if the lines do not work in the film, if people do not appreciate the lines, the dialogues of the film, then somewhere I have failed. So
we loved whatever dialogues that we saw in the trailer.
Yeah,
so if you could just mouth a few of them.
आदमी वो नहीं होता जो वो दिखाता है, आदमी वो होता है जो वो छुपाता है. So there are plenty of them, and ये तो मतलब अभी I'm just kind of mouthing one which I've been told that most of the people loved that line, but there are so many lines in the film, which are so apt in those situations that you will actually carry back those lines, and I have a feeling that people may just use those lines in their day-to-day life because it means a lot, it is very sensible, and yet not a very dialogue line. Okay. Not even delivered in a very dialogue-y fashion. Mm-hmm. It's just about simply saying those lines, जो जीते हैं वो जीतते हैं. So there are times then there are lines which you will hear and maybe understand it after a split second that, oh my goodness, yes, it's a huge thought actually said in those few lines. So Sanjay Masoom ji he's done an amazing job with the lines, and I'm just hoping that I've done justice to those lines.
Okay. And talking about your characters together, is there a love angle also involved?
See, everything in the film is mystery.
Yeah,
so we'll not give out everything about what we are, but obviously if you see a good looking girl in the film, and if you see a guy who's looking like the protagonist of the film, and if they're together, and if he actually manages to just bring a little closer, there has to be some chemistry in the film, but we are not allowed to talk, or we're not supposed to talk about it. But yes, you will see all that you're expecting. All that you're expecting.
Exactly.
Okay. So one line about the film, why should people watch Samrat and Company?
How can you miss out on a film which is path-breaking, which is different, which is exciting, which is adventurous, which falls in the bracket of good cinema, very entertaining, very commercial? How can you miss out on this? I mean, if you're a film lover, then you have to watch Samrat and Company. And if you don't like it, please write to us. And I'm sure there won't be any mails which says, I don't like the film.
So after this movie, what next?
इसके बाद इस प्लेटफॉर्म पे मैं भी बोलना नहीं चाहता हूँ, बट येस देयर इज़ अ फिल्म आफ्टर दिस विच इज़ अगेन अ वेरी वेरी डिफरेंट फिल्म, एंड आई एम वेरी फॉर्चुनेट कि मेरे पास में ऐसी कोई फिल्म नहीं है बीच में जो मुझे एम्बैरस करे या मैंने कर ली और मैं सोच रहा हूँ कि मैंने क्यों की मैंने फिल्म. आई एम वेरी हैप्पी टू बी अ पार्ट ऑफ द अदर प्रोजेक्ट दैट आई एम डूइंग विच यू विल सी probably in a few months from now, but this is not the right time to talk about the other project.
And since election is just around the corner, so if you would like to tell the voters to vote?
I think about time we stop pointing fingers, कि वो सरकार खराब थी, मेरा मिनिस्टर खराब है, मेरा एमएलए खराब है. क्या आपने कभी वोट दिया? और अगर आपने वोट दिया तो क्या आपने जाके सवाल पूछा जिनको आपने खड़ा किया? दे आर पब्लिक सर्वेंट्स, बट हैव वी एवर अंडरस्टूड आवर पावर? तो आई थिंक इस इलेक्शन में इट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू अंडरस्टैंड कि देश सरकार नहीं बनाती है, देश हम बनाते हैं. इट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट दैट वी वोट एंड वी look for someone who is accountable, and if they're not accountable, we stand up and ask them to give us accountability. So I think this election mein onus lies more on people who are voting and not on people who are getting voted or whatever.
Okay. And in case you would also like to give a vote appeal?
Well, definitely, like Rajiv ji mentioned here, that it's very easy to blame others. It's like why isn't this system in our country so good? Why is the system so bad? Our country is so slow. Nothing can happen more than this. Developing is so slow. Blah blah blah. But underneath it all, we're the ones who form this constitution. So we're at blame. So it's high time you consider yourself as an Indian, responsible Indian. So go out there and vote, and then stop blaming anybody else but yourself, because you have to vote.
So friends, this was the cast and crew of Samrat and Company in Mumbai with cameraman Paresh Rawat. This is SKD signing off for Bollywood Now. And keep watching Bollywood Now for latest updates on Bollywood and television.
Hi, this is Rajiv Khandelwal and you're watching Bollywood Now.